Hi guys, Claudia Boleyn here, and this is a sort of mental health vlog, but really it's just a vlog because I haven't really been putting videos up very often. I've kind of gone a bit blank on that front. I'm finding it really hard to make videos right now. I'm going through a really bad mental health dip. My anxiety's got very bad. I'm getting panic attacks every day, sometimes a couple of times a day. I'm finding it very hard to sleep, and so I'm sleeping in the daytime, and then it's messed up my sleep schedule. I'm feeling very like low and suicidal at times, so that's a real struggle. It's really hard to have so much of you feeling like it would be better if you weren't here, which is probably something that probably a lot of you guys that are mentally ill, have depression or something like that, can empathise with. Because you probably know that feeling. And it's really scary because you've got the rational part of your brain which is saying, like, that's ridiculous, that's absolutely ridiculous, this is a mental illness, and you know that this passes, you know that it comes and goes, and just as you're having a really low dip right now, you will come out of that dip soon and you will start to find like enjoyment in things again. But it's very hard because when you're in the dip, it's so easy to just go along with those thoughts that are telling you, you know, it would be better if you weren't here. It's hard for many reasons, not just because of the feelings it creates in me. It's very hard to live with myself right now. I'm finding that very difficult. Being alone is quite hard because it's hard to distract myself from these feelings. Obviously there are people in the world who are living in absolutely dire situations, so I've got no right to complain in terms of, you know, I have a house, I'm not homeless, and I have food and I have water and I have access to hospitals, that kind of thing. In that way I'm very lucky. But when it comes to mental illness, it's very hard because I genuinely feel like sometimes I feel like I'm trapped in a nightmare and I can't get out of it. And it's hard to explain to people that aren't mentally ill, because I think if you complain, they think that you're making a huge deal out of nothing and that you're just being like a drama queen or something. And I get lots of comments like that when I talk about mental illness. But it's so hard to exist in my body when I'm having a low time, because it's just constant. It doesn't go away. It's not just the feeling of sadness that a lot of people think it is. It's this feeling of absolute, sometimes it's just numbness, where you just feel like nothing matters, nothing is real, there's no point to anything, there's no motivation. And sometimes it can make me quite angry sometimes, angry with myself. I think that we internalise a lot of, well, I certainly do. I find it really hard still, even though I try and be open and talk about mental health stuff. I still feel weak, really, and I'm really trying to fight that. But it's very hard because constantly when you're trying to, you know, you've already got the battle of this mental illness and trying to make sure that you stay here and that you don't give up, which can be really hard, especially at night. Sometimes it can be very hard. I don't know why I find it hardest at nights, but in the night it's just harder to battle for some reason, and I get very dangerously low then, or I have been recently. But so many people, I mean, I get a lot of comments on YouTube, and this is not me making a video, you know, complaining about harassment and that kind of thing, but I'm finding that as my channel's getting more popular, as it is now, I'm not quite sure why it's got more popular recently, I'm getting a lot of comments every day, and obviously I go through my comments whenever I can, because I find great enjoyment in YouTube. And I know I talk about political stuff, and you don't have to agree with what I think politically, but I think it's a good idea for us to speak our minds and to debate respectfully. And, you know, I read other people's opinions, listen to other people's opinions, and for me personally, like, it's good. It actually helps me with my own mental health, because when you're feeling so low, you know, you can become very like self-absorbed and get a, you know, you feel like you're trapped in this awful feeling, and it's good to get out of that, debate with people, think about wider social issues, that kind of thing. Just connect yourself with the world again, try and do some good, because when you're feeling that bad, for some reason for me, for some reason it makes me feel better to feel like I'm trying to give some good into the world. I try anyway, I don't know if I manage it, but yeah, I get a lot of stuff every day now, you know, telling me that, you know, they wish that my overdose had succeeded and that they wish I was dead and they wish I'd kill myself, and, you know, I get these sort of messages every day now, and it doesn't usually bother me so much, because I know these are the bad apples. I know these are... It's hard to describe, and I know that when you're a YouTuber, you know, you're... I don't want to say you're open to that kind of thing, because you don't become a YouTuber and think, oh, that's just par for the course, that comes along with it. It's just very hard, because when I'm not in this low dip, I just think, whatever, mate, like, delete the comment or just leave it there so people can see it, and just think, I feel sorry for that person that they feel that way, because I've never felt personally like I've wanted to leave a mean comment like that, and also I don't think I could. I just don't think that I couldn't do it. Something in me just wouldn't do that to someone, because you never know what someone's going through. And it's especially hurtful when they're written on videos about my mental health. So there's the video about my overdose that I made the day after I overdosed last year. And I made it because I wanted to show that, I think the main reason, aside from distracting myself from the bad thoughts, was I wanted people to see that you can be so low, you can be in that place where you actually want to die and you take action, but then the next morning you can be okay. And I think that's really important to show that. A lot of people don't feel strong enough to do that, and I completely respect that. And sometimes I look at that video and think, I feel very vulnerable, and I am very vulnerable in that video, and I've had lots of attacks from people, you know, saying horrible things, and I've tried to get rid of some of the comments, but it's very hard when people are saying that they wish you'd succeeded, and it's a shame that you're not dead, and the world would be better if you were dead. It upsets me a lot, actually. And not only on a personal level, I think because when I'm depressed I think about things a lot. I think about the world a lot, and it upsets me that there are people in the world, so many people, that are so unkind. And I know I sound like that woman from Mean Girls who says that she wants to bake a cake out of rainbows and smiles, but I genuinely feel very upset when I think about it. The amount of people out there that would do a thing like that, and that could do a thing like that, because I know that I couldn't. And I guess it just is upsetting to live in a world with people like that. And I think the only way we can change it is to try and, like, break the stigma and give out kindness ourselves. Excuse me. But that's what I try and do. I try and be kind and respectful, and hope that in return, you know, people will be kind and respectful back. And sometimes I just feel very, very low about it, about the way people can be so cruel, and I try and think about why people are like that. And I often think to myself that the world would be so much a better place if those people weren't around, you know? I don't want anything to happen to them, I should say that. I really don't want anything bad to happen to them, but it's just so many problems. I'm getting really... I'm thinking too much, but cruelty and unkindness and people not feeling empathy. I just need to say, some people who don't feel empathy can be perfectly good people, but people who don't show that empathy, and they can, and they just don't, it's upsetting, and I don't know how we're going to get rid of it, and it upsets me a lot. And I've been thinking, it sounds really stupid as well, but we've got the referendum coming up. I think it's tomorrow, the vote. I don't know when I'll put this video up, but we've got the EU referendum about remaining or leaving. And I'm seeing a lot of fascism rising up again. And it's very scary and upsetting, and I guess I feel quite powerless, because it is democracy, and it just so happens that there are a lot of people that are quite scarily fascisty rising up right now, and all we can really do is try and educate and be kind, but it just scares me that there are so many of those people, and I just worry about it an awful lot. And there's nothing we can do other than be kind and give out goodness and just try and be helpful and kind, but that scares me a lot. And I'm not trying to say, I personally am someone who's going to vote Remain. I mean, but I don't think that all the people who want to leave are fascists. I think that's rubbish, to be perfectly honest. I'm talking about, there is a big fascisty, horrible group coming up right now, but I don't think it's necessarily linked to the Leave campaign. This is not a video about that, but there are some genuine reasons why people might want to leave, which are not, you know, fascist or racist or anything. But it does scare me. It scares me so much. And I just get upset, and I think about it more when I'm depressed, because I think about the world and my place in it, and oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm a burden on my family right now, which is sad, because I really don't want to be. I love my family so much. Yeah, I really love them, and I feel like I'm a burden on them, which is hard, because I know that me being like this is changing their lives. You know, it is having an impact. My brother's had his A-levels recently, and I don't want to be, I don't know, I just try and be a good sister because I love him so much. You know, he means the world to me. You probably know that if you watch my videos. My brother, you know, he really truly means the world to me, and I worry about, you know, about the way I am and how it's affecting him, and I try not to talk about it or show it in front of him too much, but he worries about me because we're very close, and he's very kind, and we're good friends, and he worries about me. My poor mum is dealing with these constant panic attacks I'm having, and she's actually being really good about it, but I don't know how long she's going to be able to keep it up. Yeah, it's hard, and I sometimes feel like I can't talk. This is why I do YouTube, I guess. This is why I talk about mental health on YouTube, because I feel like I just feel like I can't talk about this kind of thing with people in real life, because I hate worrying them, and I hate being that burden. And people say to me, like, when I talk about it, you know, people go, "You're not a burden." But I just feel like I am, and I can see the way that me being ill impacts other people, and I just wish I wasn't. But I'm trying so hard, that's the thing. I get some comments sometimes telling me that I'm selfish and putting my family through so much pain, and although yes, my family do go through pain because of this, because they're worried about me, I don't think I'm a selfish person, and I think that's a horrible I think that's a horrible thing that people say about mentally ill people, because it is an illness, and you know, it implies that it's some sort of choice or it's manipulative, and certainly with most mental illness issues, I mean, it's just not a visible illness. It's still there, it's still real, but people somehow think that you can just snap yourself out of it or get a grip when you want to, and you know, sometimes you just can't, which is hard. And I'm coming to terms with the fact that, I'm sorry, I know this is long, but I've been like this since I was about 16 now, and I'm 22, so yeah, it's been 6 years. On and off, but it's been severe since I was 16. And it's just very hard, because when I was 16, you know, therapists would say to me, or family would say to me, "This is a blip and you'll be better soon." And I feel like they've been saying that for 6 years, and I'm still here. And it's hard to deal with, because I wonder where I'll be in another 6 years, and if I'll still be feeling like this. And I suppose I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that I might feel like this for the rest of my life. But then when I do, you know, express that, people around me think they say I'm not helping myself enough, and I'm not giving enough, but I really truly wish I could know. That would help me so much. Should I be looking to the future and planning a future in which mental illness is not such a big deal as it is now? And if I am mentally ill, if I am like this for the rest of my life, I can deal with that, you know? But I just wish I could know, because I want to plan my life, and I feel like I'm just stuck in the same place. And if I knew that these were the issues I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life, I can plan a life like that. I can plan a life through that. But it's hard when you don't know what the future is, and when people keep telling you, you know, you're being defeatist, you'll beat it. Will I beat it? Or is beating it, is it just dealing with it and learning to deal with it? I don't know. I'm sorry, this is probably not the video you wanted or anything like that, but I'm just finding things so hard right now. Really hard. Yeah, just so low, really. So very low. And it is so hard to just keep receiving stuff telling me that, you know, people wish I was dead and they wish I would kill myself and that kind of thing, because, you know, that's what goes on in my head anyway, and I'm trying so hard to get rid of, you know, those thoughts that tell me that that it would be better if I was dead and I should be dead and the world be a better place. And then to see that in writing from strangers, I guess it just makes me feel like I must be an evil person or something. I know I'm not, at least I hope I'm not, but it's very hard. It's very hard indeed. And I don't know why people do that. But there's nothing that can be done about it. It's just hard. Yeah. But on the plus side, I am able to make this video, which is good, because, you know, I haven't been able to make this for a few days. The phone just went, which is why I just cut the video just then. Probably my dad ringing. My poor dad. He rings a lot, but sometimes I just don't answer. I should answer. I just feel low. I feel bad, and I don't like my family hearing me when I feel really bad. I don't know why. I don't know if you get that too. I guess I don't want to worry them, and also I don't want them to think differently of me. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I've got another video to make, so you'll see me in the same clothes in the next video. I'm just gonna try and cheer up a bit and have a cup of tea and that kind of thing. Oh, it's just so hard right now, and I'm just babbling, and you can tell I don't want to leave this video. Things are just very hard, and I wish people were nicer. I just wish people could be kind. I don't understand why people aren't. I don't understand how you could see a stranger in trouble or feeling bad and leave them a message to tell them you wish they were dead. These people don't know me. Why do people do that? It just upsets me that people do that, and I genuinely don't know why. And part of me wishes I can't get my head around it, and I've thought so much, and I don't know, and it makes me sad about the world. I just don't know why people are like that, or why... I don't know, it just makes me sad. I don't want to live in a world with those people. I don't want to live in that world. But anyway, I love you loads. I'll see you soon. And yeah, I'm trying my best. I am trying my best. I've just got to hold on to that I am trying, and that as much as I wish I was dead right now, and as much as I feel those thoughts, I've just got to hold on to the fact that it will pass. It always passes. You know, I've had this for 6 years, and it gets like this sometimes, and I've just got to push through it. And I know I can, because I've been here for 6 years, so I know I can do it. Okay, love you loads, and I'll see you soon. Bye.